Snakes are lethal predators, and when they spot a prey, they usually don't miss. But they also have enemies that could turn the table on them, so things don't always go as planned. If you want to see snakes win some and lose some, this is it, so let's get started. Number 15, snake versus toad. When this toad looks too good to pass on, a hungry snake attacks it, and even though he looks like he's about to swallow the toad, it's the last thing that's going to happen. Because this toad is poisonous, and if you look carefully at the end of the video, the toad can be seen swimming in the water and the snake is nowhere to be found. The snake quickly finds out what it's like to attack a venomous frog. It looks tasty at first, but eventually it leaves a bad and deadly taste in the snake's mouth, enough to start thinking twice about eating it. Just when the man filming was about to mow the lawn, he came across an ambitious garter snake that bit off more than it could chew, a toad. When the snake got a taste of the toad's poison, it let go and took off. When a man spots a snake trying to swallow a toad, he picks up the snake, which is holding the toad, with a stick and throws both animals into the bush. Number 14, mongoose versus snake. This pet mongoose discovers and challenges a Cape cobra in his home. Because the mongoose is a snake killer, the cobra should flee as soon as possible. The only issue is it must first get past the mongoose. As soon as it gets outside, the cobra flees and heads for the open field, but the mongoose pursues it and tries to outwit it. In the Kruger National Park, a dwarf mongoose fights a deadly opponent, a black mamba. Mamba snakes, which may reach lengths of up to 4.5 meters, are the most feared snakes in Africa. The kiss of death is a term used to describe the death that can result from a bite. The mongoose was thought to be trying to keep the snake away from its burrow, which was nearby. Mongooses are known to eat rats, birds, and snakes, but this massive black mamba isn't your average meal. The mongoose usually kills a cobra by striking the head of the snake, and this is what the mongoose in this video has done. The snake is practically dead as the mongoose continues to crush the snake. Look at this mongoose battling a big cobra. This snake is particularly frightening as it tries to bite the mongoose repeatedly. The mongoose scrambled out of there, and I'm not sure if the snake hit it with the last strike. Number 13, honey badger and mongoose versus snake. A dwarf mongoose battles a deadly opponent, a black mamba, in the Kruger National Park. The mongoose was thought to be attempting to keep the snake away from its nearby burrow. Mongooses are known to consume rats, birds, and snakes, but this massive black mamba is not your typical meal. However, the mongoose will not back down from a fight or a meal. A honey badger encounters a puff adder while out on a nocturnal hunt, and it doesn't take long for the badger to kill and consume the snake. The badger was already bitten by the adder, so the venom was released. Therefore, after killing the snake, the badger became unconscious. It's no trouble. Simply put, the honey badger will have breakfast waiting for him when he wakes up. In this video, a honey badger chases a king cobra. I must admit, I have never seen an animal so excited to see a cobra. However, the honey badger is overjoyed since it knows it will get to eat the snake. African honey badgers are brave, and this amazing safari sighting illustrates how much strength they possess relative to their size. The python in this video is trying to cling onto a small branch, while the honey badger is doing a job on the snake. Number 12, snakes attacks hen. Look at how this hen protects her chicks from this aggressive cobra. The hen steers her chicks away from the dangerous reptile while fending off the snake. It remains between the snake and the chicks to prevent the snake from approaching them. The snake gets close to the chicks, but not close enough. The hen in this video does everything in her power to fend off this hungry cobra that wants to eat her chicks. She flaps her wings, jumps in the air, yells obscenities at the snakes, and says a few prayers. Even after her chicks escape, she returns to tell the snake to bug off. Number 11, bunny versus snake. When a mama rabbit defends her nest, all bets are off. Even against a snake, the bunny is not funny. This event occurred while the people living there were working in their garden. They did not interfere and let nature take its course. It looks like the snake gave up when the rabbit did a job on it. The rabbit puts on a show to remember when this snake makes him do all kinds of hops and somersaults. The rabbit isn't afraid of the snake and chases it until the reptile can't take it any longer and slithers up a tree to escape the crazed bunny. The man filming this video found himself witnessing the feeding time between an eastern diamondback rattlesnake and a Florida brown rabbit. He had walked this trail several times before. but this was the first time he came across a snake, not to mention a 6-foot rattlesnake. He was pretty sure the rabbit had been injured, perhaps bitten by the snake, before he witnessed the attack. Number 10. Snake vs. cat. In our thumbnail, a cat is being choked by a snake and it doesn't look like it's in the best of shapes, but I could be wrong. Something else you might notice if you look closely is the cat's different color of eyes. The sand cat is revered by nomadic tribes. The Prophet Muhammad was said to be friends with sand cats. The horned viper has no choice but to attack the sand cat when he sees it. If the viper can bite the cat, it has a chance of survival. Confidently, the sand cat taps the snake on the head several times. Because of the cat's claws, the snake is unable to reach it with a bite. The fight is long and arduous until the final blow. In this close-up, you could see the injuries on the snake. We probably already know who will win. This cat is not sure what to do when he encounters a snake. The snake doesn't look interested in engaging with the cat, but after a few strikes, the cat manages to snatch the snake and run away with it in his mouth. A black and white cat becomes curious when he spots a rattlesnake and tries giving it one slap to get a feel of the situation. Meanwhile, the snake looks terrified and backs up into a corner. I'm surprised because it's a rattlesnake, and if it strikes the cat, it could do a lot of damage with its venom. Number 9. Mantis vs. snake. Did you ever wonder how a praying mantis would match up against a snake? Well, watch the snake try to attack this mantis and see what happens. The mantis waits for the right moment and then grabs onto the snake before biting into its flesh. The snake is unable to move as it is clutched by the mantis's raptorial legs, and the mantis keeps on biting. It is basically eating the snake alive. This mantis ambushes a snake and holds it down with its raptorial legs before biting into it and slowly tearing flesh out from the snake's body. This mantis surgeon is about to perform a lobotomy on a snake, but first, he must prep the patient, and just before he does, he gets a little hungry, so instead of leaving the operating room, why not take a few bites from his patient before the operation? Less time is wasted, and the operation can begin on schedule. Number 8. Kangaroo rat versus snake. This clip shows typical and kicking behavior desert kangaroo rats perform towards snake predators such as this sidewinder rattlesnake. The animals are free-ranging in their natural desert habitat at night and filmed with using near IR lights invisible to both species. A lethal predator lurks in the desert sand, ready to strike, but its prey manages to flee. Desert kangaroo rats can repel sidewinder rattlesnake attacks with powerful kicks and soaring jumps. Scientists are studying the survival strategies of kangaroo rats in the wild using high-speed cameras. They discovered that due to their sensitive hearing, kangaroo rats can frequently detect ambush attacks. The kangaroo rat will defend itself in milliseconds by contorting its body and leaping to avoid the snake's fangs. Even if the rattlesnake comes into contact with the rat may be able to escape if it reacts before the venom is injected. It kicks the snake out in mid-air with its hind legs and twists its long tail to right itself and land on its feet. The kangaroo rat then sprints away, hoping to live to see another day. The world is a safer place for the kangaroo rat when it is dark. It stays mostly hidden from predators while searching for seeds, which are its primary source of food and water in this harsh California desert. However, it is not completely risk-free. The kangaroo rat dodges those venomous fangs like a furry, spring-loaded ninja, and it's not by chance. This is something these rats do repeatedly. Scientists believe they can hear the slightest change in air pressure caused by the snake lunging or the flutter of an owl wing. The rats lose battles from time to time because you can't win them all, but what they can do most of the time is still mind-boggling. Number 7. Python hunting rabbit. Scar is a Burmese python that was adopted by the people filming this video. His previous owner couldn't keep him anymore because of his size and was moving out of state. The new owner named him Scar because of the burn scars on his body, about 3/4 from the neck down to his tail. Apparently, he's a sweet snake and does have a cool temperament, especially when he swallows bunnies alive. What a nice and polite snake this is. What kind of individual feeds his snake a bunny rabbit in his living room? I mean, unless this snake ordered wall-to-wall carpeting for his enclosure, this live feeding is happening either while the owner is watching TV in the living